Okay, welcome to part 2 of the lesson. We were looking at how the writer might use language to describe how lively the puppies are on the farm. And in order to do this, we're going to be looking for some explicit as well as some implicit details. We're being asked to make some inferences for ourselves. So in paragraph 1, the technique used to contrast the differences on the farm before and after the puppy's arrival was juxtaposition. Well done if you knew that. If you didn't know, don't worry, we're about to recap the technique and have a go at using that word in a sentence in a few moments. But we can see that there is a juxtaposition here. In paragraph 1, we see the difference between the very quiet and tranquil, really, scene on the farm with the sudden eruption of chaos and all of the action and liveliness of the puppies. Paragraph 2, you are asked to identify some verbs which we use to describe the action of the puppies. In fact, we had some in paragraph 1 too, words like tumbling. Words like tumbling, scampering, as well as any other movements, darting, biting, nipping at their legs, disappearing, reappearing, okay, in that polka dot whirl. So you can see through all of these verb choices that there's lots of action going on. These puppies are moving around everywhere all the time in a very uncontrolled way. And in paragraph 3, you were asked to explain why you think the writer might have linked the puppies to Becky's job. So what did you put here? She spends her day handling classes at the primary school children, which is nothing compared to the puppies. So from that, I can make an inference. I might say perhaps that one might expect a primary class of children to be busy. Perhaps there's 30 or more children, to perhaps be noisy. If those children are very young, maybe a bit chaotic if they are playing and all doing different activities. But the writer tells us that the puppies are really nothing compared to this, that they are in fact much more challenging to control and causing lots more mayhem. Okay, let's zoom in on this term. So I'd like you to make a note of it now, please. The word here is juxtapose or a juxtaposition. So when we juxtapose something, we place things close together or side by side so that the differences between them are really emphasised. You can see in the two photographs that these two show us a real difference. There's the then, the black and white picture, versus the now, the colour picture. Many years have passed between the two images, and we can see how much the landscape has also changed over that time. If you look at the paragraph on the left, we could say that the writer has chosen to put these photographs side by side so that the audience can see the changes that have occurred due to global warming. However, if we want to apply the word juxtapose, we could rephrase it to say that the writer has chosen to juxtapose these photographs so that the audience can see the changes that have occurred due to global warming. So we're going to see if we can apply this term to the text we've just read. Okay, so looking at the paragraph at the bottom of the page as your evidence, we're going to say then that the writer has chosen to put these descriptions of the farm before and after the arrival of the puppies side by side so that, when we say so that, we're really giving a reason, a justification. Why might they have chosen to do this? What does it show us about how the farm has changed? Does it emphasise to us that there is a different atmosphere, or that the quiet, tranquil atmosphere that was there before has now gone? I would like you to have a go at this by copying and completing the paragraph on the right. The writer has chosen to juxtapose the description on the farm before and after the arrival of the puppies so that. What do we as a reader learn, about how the farm has changed? so that the reader, okay, what do we think that they will understand or know now that those two things have been placed together? Pause the video and have a go at that now, please. Okay, excuse my messy handwriting there, writing on the screen. I have said that the writer has chosen to juxtapose the description of the farm before and after the arrival of the puppies, so that the reader can see how the tranquility of the farm has been disrupted by the 16 puppies. You might want to check your answer against mine and edit or change if you wish. This comes from the final 2 paragraphs of the article. This time we're going to be looking at what we can infer about the family and their feelings towards the puppies at the end. Let's read first. Back home, the family made space for Millie and the puppies in their conservatory, with Becky sleeping on the sofa beside their basket, unwilling to leave them for even a minute. When the puppies are ready to be taken away next week, there will no doubt be tears for Becky and her family. The first one to go and the last are usually the most emotional, says Becky. But you know that they're going to the next stage in their lives and that they will be loved. As for Millie and all the family, they will be having a very well-earned rest. When you watch the Disney cartoon, you have to wonder if anyone could ever cope with that many dogs in real life. We've loved having the puppies, but it's been hard enough looking after 16 of them, let alone 101. Okay, so I would like you to write the numbers 1 to 4 in the margin, and I want you to jot down at least 4 things that you can infer about the family and their feelings at the end of the article. So we're going to be looking at things that they might say that they have enjoyed, whether they're feeling sad or upset at any point and why. And this can be in note form. Okay, 4 things that you can that you learn here, and we'll be writing them up into full sentences in a moment. Pause the video and do that now. Okay, so number 1, well, we might have been able to infer that Becky was perhaps tired, that she had maybe spent a lot of time looking after the puppies and been protective of them. We're told that she was unwilling to leave them for even a minute, so she wanted to make sure they were well looked after. We might say she was tired because she'd been sleeping downstairs with them for 7 weeks already. Number 2, we might say that the family will be really sad and upset to see the puppies leave. We're told that there will no doubt be tears, so we can work out from that detail that they're going to be upset. She also says that the first and the last are most emotional, again implying this kind of intense feeling and sadness when they leave. However, number 3, we might also suggest that she is pleased to see them going on to the next stage of their life where she knows they will be loved, perhaps well looked after by their new owners. Number 4, we might say for Millie and all the family, they were having a well-earned rest. So Millie being the Dalmatian here, but all the family, such as Becky and the other people in the house, maybe were relieved that the puppies were going just because of how busy and hectic it has been. As she says, looking after 16 puppies has been hard work. You might want to check through your answers, check that you can find evidence for them in the text before we move on to our final task. Okay, finally we're on to our exit ticket. So this is the last thing that we need to complete before we can submit our work to our teacher. Our exit ticket today is to write the sentence at the top of the page, this one, Becky and her family are sad to see the puppies leave. We know that's true, we found evidence for it in the last 2 paragraphs of the text. However, what we want to do is look at finishing that sentence using 3 different words. We're going to write the statement first and then use the conjunction but. This will mean we'll end the sentence that shows there's a contrast or a change. So Becky and her family are sad to see the puppies leave, but was there something in that paragraph we read that showed a contrast? If you're not sure, read back through those 2 paragraphs again before you write your answer. Next time we write the sentence, we're going to finish with the word because. Why does it say they were sad to see the puppies leave? Using your knowledge of the text, can you give a reason why? And finally, we're going to say that Becky and her family are sad to see the puppies leave, so. This ending sentence will explain what might happen next. Okay, they were sad to see the puppies go, so, okay, what could we infer might happen next? Check the text before you complete your sentences, and once you're done, make sure that a copy of your work is sent to your teacher. Now you can do this in 2 ways. You can send it to them by email, or you may upload a photo of your work onto Show My Homework. I hope you've enjoyed our first lesson, and I look forward to our lesson tomorrow. Any questions, guys, please don't hesitate to email one of your teachers and ask. Have a good day. Bye.